Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Keep Fit with Brian. Thank you for being part of my community, my boxing journey, being part of my channel. Of course, I really thank you, and continue watching and following and subscribing, commenting, like, share on this video. So today what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some cooking content, that is how to survive or how to make a $1 breakfast here in Kenya for survival. Maybe for people who can't afford much expensive breakfast, or maybe other students, maybe family who survive in $1 per day. Yeah, this content may be very helpful to you. So this is what I'm going to start with. So these are chapatis. This is Kenyan, actually this is Kenyan meal chapatis. It's made by wheat. There are 3 chapatis here. One chapati is 20 shillings, around $0.20 to $0.30. This one here, there are 3 chapatis. So what again do we require? We require sugar. Of course, I had buy some sugar. I had stocked here some sugar, but just to make things clear, for the people who can't afford maybe to stock sugar, maybe 2 kgs or 3 kgs, you can buy a quarter kg sugar. Here in Kenya, you can even afford to buy a quarter kg of sugar. And a quarter kg of sugar is, in Kenyan shillings, is 35 shillings. That is in US dollars, maybe around $0.6 to $0.7. I'm not sure, but you guys can Google. But it's not that expensive. So you require sugar. If you don't have sugar, if you don't have stocked sugar like this, maybe if you can't afford to buy sugar and stock it like this, you just go and buy a quarter sugar. That is 35 shillings Kenyan money. What do you need next? The tea leaves. This is tea leaves, black tea, to make a black tea, so, or a strong tea. So if you can't afford to buy this packet of tea leaves, what should you do? Tea leaves in Kenya, we call it, in Swahili we call it majani. What will you do? You will consider to go and buy the small sachet, which is 10 shillings Kenyan money. That is around $0.20. I'm not sure, but you can Google. So if you add up all these ingredients, maybe if you buy this sachet, the small one, for 10 shillings, and a quarter sugar for 35 shillings, and 3 chapatis, the budget is within $1. So this is how to survive and make breakfast within $1 budget. So what should we start on? We should start on by maybe putting here some water, boiling in some water with the tea leaves to make the black tea that we call it in Kenya strong tea, or maybe strungi. Maybe back in my society, back home, up country, they usually call it strungi. So what should we do first? Rinse the sufuria first. Very fast, we rinse the sufuria first. After this, what should we do? We use, maybe if you want to drink maybe 2 cups or 3 cups of strong tea, you measure the water using the cup that you'll use to drink the strong tea. So me, I'll use this one actually. I'll use this cup to measure around 2 cups and a half of the strong tea, of water to make strong tea. Okay, that's 1 cup. Let me put here so that you can see, my viewers. That's 1 cup. The second cup. Maybe let me add some little half. Yeah, this is a half. Okay guys, I think this is enough. So the next thing is to light on the gas cooker. And you know, lighting on the gas cooker, you must be very careful, because sometimes the burner can explode, or maybe it can have some leakage. So you must be very careful. What I usually do is this: you put on like this and take a matchbox. If you put here, you see the gas is very safe, it's not leaking. So you come and light up the gas. After that, put your water the gas cooker. After you put the water on the gas cooker, you add the tea leaves. Remember what I said. If you cannot afford to buy this packet of tea leaves and you want your budget to range between or to range within $1, you'll consider to buy the small sachet, which is 10 shillings, and a quarter kg of sugar, which is 35 shillings, if you cannot buy 2 kg of sugar to stock like this. So this is what you will do next. Add some tea leaves in the water. Okay guys, I think the tea leaves is enough. So the second thing that I will do is to wait the strong tea to boil so that it can be ready to add sugar and to drink with the chapati. So let me give it like 5 to 7 minutes for it to be ready to be drinking or to be taken. So let's wait for around maybe 10 minutes, maybe 5 to 7 minutes. So as we are waiting, guys, by the way, yesterday was on Sunday. Yesterday was on Saturday, April 4th. I attended the Mbavu Destroyer and the Majembe fight, and I was really shocked, and I was really dying of laughter, because what I saw there is it's not what I expected. It's not what actually expected. But maybe let me say this, for the boxers, if you want to join the boxing journey, make sure you follow the protocols, the procedure and the basics. Don't just wake up and if you feel like doing boxing and you just want a pro opponent, of course you'll be KO'd and maybe you can even lose your teeth, maybe you can get a lifetime injury. So it's good to start with the basics. You understand the basics, and now do the required things, do the sparrings, go fight amateur championship fights. After that, if you are ready to graduate to pro, of course you will graduate to pro fighters. But fighting with no experience and you're fighting with an experienced boxer, it's really dangerous. So this may help someone who wants to start his or her boxing career. Just follow the procedure, follow the protocols. It usually takes time. Boxing is not a sport that you can turn a pro in a month and you are a beginner. No, it takes a long time, like 1 year to 2 years, so that the art can be perfect in you, so that you can understand the footwork, the drills, the punching styles, the ducking and waving styles, the counter-attacking styles. So sometimes let's be patient and follow the procedure and protocols. But anyway, I thank Obina TV for organizing the show. I thank any other sponsors, the ODBet sponsors, for taking part and supporting the youth to showcase their potential and their talent. Yeah, if we continue this way, at least our boxers will be going home with something and good for surviving and treating, and maybe, yeah, for their families actually. So, and the last thing I want to say, guys, regarding to the fight that I saw, let's not be fooled with the politicians. You know, politicians are taking advantage in things like these ones so that they can fool us. So let's remember this, guys. I'm not that guy that I'm into politics much, but let's not be fooled with the politicians. Politicians are on their own interests, not our interests. They are only going where they will benefit. So guys, let's be very wise and choose the right leaders. Let's choose the right leaders. You see, these politicians are after their own interests. So I'll not go deep into politics, because this channel is not about politics. But this was, by the way. So let's check out on the Strong Tea Our Water how it's faring on well. Actually, let's give it around 2 to 3 minutes. I think it's about to get ready. Let's give it around 2 to 3 minutes and it will be ready. Yeah, You know, the water must boil. Actually, you understand when I'm saying the water must boil. The water must really boil well, so that we can take it and add some sugar and ready for drinking. So meanwhile, my viewers, my supporters, thank you for being loyal and being part of my journey. Because you know, this art of content creation is not easy, by the way. To come up with an idea, it's the most difficult and the hardest thing, of which the idea, you don't know if the people will watch, the people will like it or not. It's very hard and very hectic. Of course, I'm doing this content as a single man, a bachelor, in a bed seat, of course, just to inspire you. I'm not doing this to show off, or maybe to show guys my lifestyle, or maybe my standards, but just to inspire you who you are watching this video. Of course, most of the watchers I know are from Kenya and others from the USA, and those who are based in Kenya, I'm just doing this to inspire you and to show you how to survive in this economy, the tough and hard economy here in Kenya. So let me see our water. As you can see, our water is now boiled. Yeah, our water is really boiled. So what's next is to switch off the gas, and I think this is ready for breakfast. This is ready for to add sugar and to take it, ready for serving. Maybe let me say that in a simple English. You know, English, I'm not that fluent in English. So this is ready. What's next? The next thing is I will use a sieve. A sieve, yeah. This is what we call a sieve. This is what we call a sieve. This is what we call a sieve. And I will add here some sugar, like maybe 1 to 3 spoons of sugar, and add in our strong tea. So let me demonstrate to you. This is our sugar. I will add in like 2 to 3 spoons. 1, 2, 3. This is enough because the cup size is at least bigger, so I think that is enough. So let me add the strong tea on the cup, in the cup, not on the cup, in the cup. You know, the souffle is really hot. If you mess around with this, you'll end up in the hospital. And you know, in the hospital, things are very tough there. Vitu ni ngumu huko, bro. So let me add here some water, the strong tea. So it has some aroma of tangawizi, of which I like it. Yeah. I think, guys, you can see now. I think you can see. Now let me reduce a bit because it will overflow. And we don't want it to overflow. Life as a single man, as a bachelor, is really hard. So what's next is to, okay, I'll wipe this one. Don't get bothered much. I will wipe it because we're still recording. So let me record first, and I'll wipe later. So what do we do next? You just stir so that the sugar can mix up with the strong tea, and test to see if the sugar is enough or it's required to add some little. As a Kenyan, I will test a Kenyan and an African way, in an African way, like this. Yeah, it's sweet. The sugar is really enough, and we don't need to add another sugar here. So the chapatis are here. Of course, I will do some unwrapping or some unboxing, a Kenyan way, so that maybe those who are wondering what are chapatis, so that they can see what we mean when you say chapatis. These are the chapatis, actually, guys. This is how chapatis look like. Two, three. Guys, this is what we call chapatis, an African meal. Yeah, so guys, this breakfast, in general, this breakfast is within a range of $1. It's not exceeding $1, and it's not below. Of course, it can't be below $1. It's not exceeding $1 because these 3 chapatis is 7 shillings, around maybe maybe $50, $60, $70. the sugar, the sugar that we have used here, maybe $0.30, maybe a small sachet of majani or tea leaves, 10 shillings, $0.20. You see, the budget is within $1, and this may help you as a maybe student or someone who is watching this video to find a good and survival mode to this tough economy. So thank you guys, as I'm taking my breakfast. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe and share, and wait for the other content.